Okay, I stopped that one a bit quickly because it was going on a bit. So you see that process there in action where they're just playing with these clauses to create sentences with a lot of variety of structure that are very sophisticated. Obviously, they don't need to be writing 5 and 6 clause sentences all the time, but it becomes a process where they become very confident through repetition. And that's a really important part of it. You know, I think it's really important to see these sentences in a sense as units that they're able to play around with, as you can see down here, in a variety of ways. I mean, I don't have a grey example at the back there, but there's no reason why a student couldn't begin a sentence, for example, creating, and using that scaffold, creating a juxtaposition to the open, light, airy beauty of the outback described in the opening 4 stanzas, comma, Banjo Patterson's use of personification, da-da-da-da-da, evokes this, doing this and doing this. Obviously, there's nuance, and over the course, as students go in, we start this process in year 8, and as students go into year 9 and year 10 and through into year 11 and 12, we're going to be looking at some of the art of continuity, segues, and things like that. Different ways to introduce the text, not just the author's use of, but it could be the author's metaphorical representation, whatever the case may be, different phrases there. And so you have an opportunity based around a very simple but effective scaffold to create some really sophisticated responses. And I'd like to draw your attention to what this looks like in year 12. So we had this is an example that I want to point to of a student who I think went on and got 95 in the HSC. And this is a bit of work that he put together on a module, Peoples and Landscapes. This is all of his own work, and you can see here, if we have a look at some of the sentences in action, that the student is using exactly the scaffold that we've taught there. It mirrors exactly that principle, and you can see that all that it has that separates it from the Clancy is, I suppose, a complexity of ideas. Similar to Bott, Hesser employs anthropomorphism and simile, comparing the stubbornness and strength of the trees to like warriors where their trunks crawled snake-like around the rocks, clinging together in a tight embrace, evoking the enduring kinship of nature while serving as a catalyst for personal change as they inspire and respect awe in our heart. Bang. And so all the way through that text, and you can see it in those yellow parts, you've got that repetitive sentence structure. So look, as far as I'm concerned, for boys who respond to explicit teaching, to scaffolding and modelling, it's a hack. It's a writing hack. It gives them an enormous amount of confidence. Once they have got their head around this process in year 8, they're able to develop a lot of confidence, and they have that opportunity to say, yeah, I can actually do this. And that's a huge, as any classroom teacher will tell you, that's a huge gateway into a subject where they actually feel they have the capacity to do what they're required to do. And you can compare what they're doing in year 8 to what the final result is going to be in year 12, and they can see that connection straight away. So, be interesting. I'll probably be putting some more out about examples using this process with Hamlet and other texts and such like that. So keep an eye out for those. Thanks very much for your time. I hope it was all right. Have fun. Bye.